Hey, good morning. It's episode 18 of Camellia City, the podcast about the most magical town in Greenville, in Alabama, Greenville, Alabama. I'm looking at a beautiful sunrise and overlooking Confederate Park and the Methodist Church and City Hall and the whole area over there out my window. It's just absolutely the streaks of pink and yellow in a light blue sky. Not unusual for this beautiful town. Okay, so for a little bit of fun today, I'm going to give you some predictions for 2019 for the Camellia City. Coming up this year, some things to look forward to or to watch out for in 2019. So, I love this one. Okay, number one, in 2019, the Alabama Grill will reopen with new owners. And I can't wait for this. I'm so excited about how it's going to revitalize a lot of downtown and actually bring more people downtown to the other restaurants as well. Because once Greenville is established, the downtown area is established as like a place to go eat, then everybody will benefit. All the other restaurants will benefit too. Alabama Grill is going to have a back deck. I've been on the back deck. Gorgeous. They're going to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to have alcohol, so you can go get your little glass of wine, go out on a date, take your hubby or your wife to have a beautiful farm-to-table meal. You can sit at a table or you can sit at the original bar and bar stools that they've kept. It's beautiful in there, and I just can't wait for them to open. I think it's an amazing addition to our downtown and will revitalize a lot of the city. So look forward to that in 2019. Another thing that's going to happen, you guys may not know about, is the Boss Manufacturing area. The city got a grant to assess the Boss Manufacturing area over there, and it will be cleaned up over there and hopefully prepared for someone else to buy it, another business. Now, obviously, the building's gone. Okay, I don't know if you guys know that, but there is no hope for that building. So the land will be cleaned up and hopefully prepared for a buyer who is interested in, the sky's the limit over there. Another reason why I think that's really interesting is right now is a primo time to get involved in that area. If there's going to be redevelopment there, if anybody's interested, I would think that property's pretty at the right price right at this moment. Okay, so look for that area on that hill over where the Boss Manufacturing building used to be and partially still stands to be revitalized for our city in 2019. Okay, and in the years to come, it'll just keep getting better over there. Another thing that obviously we will have is a new sheriff in town, and it's interesting to see how that is going to change our county, and we'll see what happens with that. One of the things I think is really interesting, and I have a stake in all of this, is the new legal CBD sales. The Farm Bill was signed by President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. And because of that, it makes CBD legal in all states. And Attorney General Steve Marshall, the Attorney General of Alabama, has said as much in a report he sent out, a notice he sent out, saying because the Farm Bill has been passed and signed, CBD is now legal in the state of Alabama. But I see some problems with that coming up is just the general ignorance of people who think for one reason or another that it's just totally safe to take for any reason. It is not. And I'm hoping one of my resolutions is to get out into the community and make sure that I've educated as many people as possible. Yes, I think CBD oil is amazing. I think it has great healing properties, but I also know that there are problems with it. There are dangers with CBD oil if you're taking certain pharmaceutical drugs. And yes, it can cause you to show positive on a drug test because of several factors, bioaccumulation, and also some people metabolize this oil differently, and the THC, the tiny, minute amount of THC that's in these oils, can show up on a drug test. Also, I'm very concerned about gas stations and just places selling it willy-nilly where you don't know the company that's producing it. Is it from China? Does it have CBD? Does it have something more dangerous in it? Could it really hurt people? I'm very concerned about that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you buy CBD oil from me, but please don't buy it from a gas station. Jeez Louise. And please know the company. And if somebody can't provide you with the testing stats and paperwork on that from third-party testing, please don't buy that product. You know, there are safe companies out there. Yes, there are safe ways to buy it, but don't be dumb. Don't try to save $30, and buy something that's not even CBD oil, or it could be worse, okay? So anyway, I see that as being a problem with law enforcement and with just getting people educated, and I'm going to do my best to educate as many people as possible this year. That's one of my goals. Okay. Coming up in the Camellia City and the county as well, we have a tax vote coming up to increase property taxes to give to the Butler County school system. I don't think it'll pass, and here's why. Maybe it's needed. I don't really have a dog in this race. I'm sure it's needed. I'm sure the school system needs some help, okay? I don't think that the people who want this tax have romanced the idea to the general population. I don't think they've sold the idea. And I think a lot of people are resistant to any taxes. Unfortunately for the school system, people are just sick of being taxed all over the country. And it'd be interesting to see what happens with the vote. That people are also angry that there was a special vote called for this, which we know costs a lot of money. So it's costing a lot of money to ask for more money, and it just doesn't make sense to people who realize, fiscal responsibility is really important in small counties and towns, and they just don't want to pay more taxes. I know it's hard on both sides. Both sides have legitimate complaints, and I understand that, but my prediction is that tax won't pass. We'll see what happens. Another interesting thing that I think will be very positive for 2019 in our community is that our private school, Fortdale Academy, has a new principal coming, and it seems that this will be a very interesting set of changes for that school, and I hope and wish the best for them. I think it will be interesting to bring in new blood always, and that when change comes around, I think that's a good thing when things get a little stagnant, as things do naturally when you don't bring in change. And this guy seems pretty excellent. We'll find out, I guess, in 2019. So that'll be interesting. Here's another thing that I think will happen in 2019. I think there will be a book coming out by researcher and writer Ryan Anderson, and I'm sure she will have a lot of stuff on her social media about it. But from the research that she's done, I think it's going to be an interesting read about the disappearance of Sherry Marlar, who disappeared when I was a kid in supposedly in downtown Greenville, Alabama. I'm wondering what this is going to uncover. I don't know. I have some ideas, but this is going to uncover some. I think people will want to read it and say a little prayer before they do, because, excuse me, I think it's going to uncover some nefarious things that went on in our county back in the 80s, early to mid 80s, and it's going to be shocking to some people. So I'll just leave it at that and let her tell the story. But look for that book coming out. Here's some really positive stuff to look forward to in the future of the Camellia City, and that is the downtown murals. There's a group of people hoping to get more than one mural painted downtown. I think it's going to be beautiful and bring more tourists to our area, local tourists to people within a 100-mile radius. I think will come and see our downtown more with the restaurant and with these murals that we hope will be painted. Also, because of that, we're going to get more attention on the fact that we are the Camellia City, which is kind of a big deal that we haven't been utilizing and taking advantage of for many years now. But it is a big deal that we're actually the Camellia City, and that the state of Alabama's flower is the camellia because of us, because of this town. So look for the murals, the new tag, car tag, and t-shirts and all kinds of things with the Camellia City on it. It's going to be a pretty interesting year for that. I also think, here's another prediction, random prediction, that some of these open crimes, and I'm not going to say which ones, will be solved in 2019 and will help give closure to some families who've had some real tragedies. And I think that all will be taken care of in 2019. I think we're going to have, like I said earlier, more tourism for our town in 2019 than ever before, partially to do with the things that we're doing with downtown, because that's what people want to see. You know, people don't go to a town to look at their McDonald's. They may drive through the McDonald's, but what they won't come to it. Oh, that town has a McDonald's. Woohoo! But what tourists do want to see is authenticity, history, the downtown area, the beauty of what we can make our downtown, and I think that's going to really, really show in 2019. Likewise, and I think we're going to have more involvement from the younger people of our area, and they're going to have a say in how things look and are run. And while I think some people, some old guard, sorry, I mean old people, but people who don't really have a vision for change or new things, they might be a little resistant to that, but I think it's going to be great. Bring it. Let's see what the young people, let's see what their ideas can bring to our town. I'm really excited about having young professionals become involved. Excuse me. Likewise, I really think that it's going to be interesting to see more people interested in getting fit and trim and eating healthier, doing yoga in our town. We have a yoga studio opening up in 2019. We already have people teaching yoga here around town. I think you're going to see more people walking in the downtown. We have a little walking trail downtown. I think you'll see more people doing that, more people jogging, more people out on their bicycles, and more people doing yoga and eating well. Like I said, the restaurant's going to be farm to table. We have a CSA that delivers. I think you're going to see more interest in our farmers market and people just being healthier in general. And I love it. I love that so much. 2019 is going to be a year of change in the whole world. There's going to be a lot of economic change going on, and I think our city can thrive through all of that despite this crazy economic change, maybe some bubbles bursting. Housing market for sure. Again, I know big changes in the economy are coming, and I think that our town will do well in that if we keep our eyes open and our ears open for sure, and get ahead of those changes before the rest of the country. And I think we're poised to do that. To tell you the truth, there's a lot of smart people in this town, and being part of a tourism in Alabama where people can come and visit here and it's cheaper than going to other places, I think that's amazing. Also, I think more people will move to Greenville, Alabama in 2019 thanks to our cost of living being low as compared to other places, and our real estate really being available and the prices being really low right now. So yeah, I think I have a lot of positive. I have a positive outlook for the Camellia City for 2019. I think it's going to be interesting. I would love to hear from you guys on what you think is coming and what kind of positive changes you think are going to happen for the city of Greenville, Alabama in 2019. I'm just so excited about it. It's going to be great. Remember to use the hashtag Camellia City Culture to start moving tourists towards Greenville, Alabama. You could hashtag Greenville, Alabama and hashtag Camellia City. Hashtag Camellia City, Alabama if you want, because there's more than one Camellia City in the country, but we're the best. Okay, thank you guys for listening. I love you, and send me your predictions too. Mwah! See you later.